This is the Wekapo beach tent, and I'm going to tell you right now, yes, this is a good one. Comes in a nice bag with a strap, and you can see scoop. It's got 4 sets of poles, and they come in 2 bags. And then you've got the tent itself. It also comes with tent stakes, just in case you wanted to put this up in a yard or regular ground, but we're using it at the beach today, of course. And the first thing we're going to do is stretch this out. Stretch the sand anchor bags out just like a giant X. First thing you want to do is fill up the bags with sand, and they look flat initially, but it's got a cord going all the way through here, so once you put a little sand on this, it's going to turn into a bag and it'll be obvious for you. There is almost no wind here today, so this is really going to be an easy setup. And I have set this up a few times already, and it holds itself in the wind extremely well. That's one of the reasons why it's going to get a high rating. You can see how the sand fills, the cord goes around it. Now when you're moving these bags, they get very heavy, especially if you're using wet sand, but go ahead and use it in 2 spots and then slide the bag just like that. Don't pull on it with your fingers like this, you'll put a hole in it. Although it's very tough material, it still has its limits. The poles are bungeed together, so you won't have to worry about that. And then it's got this retaining bungee here, and you're going to use this to attach the top of the pole to the shade itself. So make sure you don't lose that, but just slide these together, and these are extremely stout. And that's what helps it stay up with the wind so well. Do that 4 times. To attach the poles to the shade, just go ahead and put that under. Now this is double fabric here, and it's all reinforced, so it's made for this. Take one of your bungees, put it around there. I double them up, just like that, and then tighten up the bungee with the ball. And you're going to put all of these bungees on before you raise the tent itself. If it was a windy day, we're going to go ahead and raise the end that is closest to where the wind's coming from. So for example, if the wind was coming this way, we would put up this side first. But now we're just going to go ahead and set up the poles. And don't be afraid to stretch this material. So I'm going to adjust this to get the sag out of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten up by moving these sand bags out. I'm going to fine tune these poles. And this is a great setup. Let's get a drone shot so we can look at the shade pattern here. So this shade pattern is good for 5 to 6 people. So when it's just Maria and I won't bring this shade. But if there's 4 people, and there generally is, this one's coming. The shade pattern is large. Also adjusted, if you don't want all of it up in the air, you can take 2 poles out and just use the front 2 poles. Let's see what that looks like. This is throwing pretty much the same shade pattern. Obviously it's lower once the sun starts going down and it's coming around your backside. And if you don't want to adjust this thing, boom, you just lower the back end and you're set. Plenty of room here to stand up underneath. The Wekapo beach shade is solid. You're going to find this one out on the beach with us. It's great for 4 to 6 people, and it's got a good SPF rating. I love the shade. It's easy to set up. Usually when we get to the beach, I'll tell everybody, go for a walk and give me 5 to 10 minutes, and they'll come back and this thing will be up. It's very solidly built, and it can handle wind. So it's really good in all conditions. And a lot of beach shades that I review, some are good in some conditions and not so good in other conditions. I hope you found this video interesting and informative, and I'll see you in the next video.